Katie tried. She was almost there. You held on strong.
I did. It was a close second. Still a great time.
How many points did you have?
3.
3. Or 4.
I think 3.
Not enough.
No, you had 3.
More than the rest of you is.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I only got 1 today.
Yep.
I don't know.
Merlin.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is... Oh. All right. You're on the air.
Hey, Morning Show Jesus. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Where's Morning Show Jesus?
It's right here.
I'm right here.
Does that thing still smell like Christmas trees?
That was a very, very nice present. Thank you so much. I put it away for next year, but it did work.
He thought it was cologne.
That's at the start. That is true.
You can't put that away.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh.
Well, I guess you could put the cap back on by the reeds.
Shan, we got to go.
Okay, goodbye. Have a good day.
Thank you, though.
buddy.
That was very nice of you.
Yes, welcome.
All right. Thank you, Shannon. All right, keep it right here. You got Matt Connarton Unleashed coming up at 4 p.m. What else we got going on? Okay, Squad Dog Day tomorrow. Get ready. Tune in tomorrow. We have Kirk Master Chorus here for some music. Katie will be here. Kaya will be here. Matt will be here. And a few surprise guests. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.
I'm a big fan of happy endings.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA.
It's
where we'll begin. And if you break down, don't you know? Who you love, don't let them see you this way. And if you take down all that you know, it's up to you, but how I think you should go. But if you clear the fields and run, it's here you'll see what's been hiding. All this time you've won, a lot is waiting, you'll find it. Don't you stop, you're never done, you're never lost, you're never gone until you feel it. Clear the fields and run until you're near me. Don't you hear me? And don't you feel me?
It's a great song, but I don't know it.
everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. Of course, you can go to my website, mattconnarton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, merch, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, January 11, 2023. So nice to have you all with me. And got a big show for you today. Coming up in the second hour, we're going to be joined by musician and actor Ricky Mapleton. We've been playing throughout the week, throughout the week. It's only Wednesday, but Monday and yesterday we did play a couple of his songs, and we'll play some more today. Most of them are very short. But I found a song that's a full 4 minutes, which for him is like a magnum opus because his songs are so short. But I might play that 4 minute one again today at the break, just as we do as we move from the first to second hour. But he'll be here for the second hour. Really looking forward to that. John Hopwood might be popping in as well. We'll see, but you just never know. John messaged me earlier and said he might pop in after he's done his television program, assuming we don't get nuked before 5. I didn't know what he meant by that, so I was like, whoa, that's an odd comment. So then I was immediately, I read that message and then I'm going online to figure out, are we about to get nuked? But I didn't see any indications that we are. So, phew, that is a big relief. I don't know what he meant by that, but anyway, so we might see him later as well. But Ricky Mapleton will be here with us today in the second hour. So looking forward to that. And we have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hello, Matt. This is Jade Simmons of Kiss.
Oh my God, Gene, you sound like you're either terribly ill or perhaps like our friend Easy G yesterday in the show. You've been possessed by a demon.
Hello from the gates of hell.
Oh no, you're in hell. That's not good because that would mean you're dead.
I have been possessed by demons.
Wow. Well, Gene,
I just wanted to call and talk over you and talk about wrestling.
I didn't think you were.
So, Matt, how are you today?
I didn't think you were a wrestling fan, Gene.
I wanted to call in and give my 2 cents on absolutely everything.
Did you now?
That I am no longer touring, as you could probably tell. So I want everybody to go to kissonline.com and buy one of my lunch boxes, one of my Kiss candles, one of my Kiss flashlights, one of my Kiss denim jackets.
Yeah?
Or maybe one of my Kiss coffins.
Oh, no. Well, that's not good.
Right, because right now, since I'm not touring, I'm going to need to make some money by other means.
I wouldn't think you'd need money in hell.
So, Matt, I'm wondering if I could go to your show and do an entertainment report.
Yes, as long as you sound like...
I wouldn't charge you a lot of money if you let me come on and do an entertainment report.
Oh, boy.
I have a lot to say, as you know.
You want to replace Easy G,
and I do have a huge ego. And I have a...
What?
I have a lot to say.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was waiting for you to speak before I spoke again.
Right, yes, of course. Yes. The idea of the entertainment report is to talk over me as much as possible. Yes, that is true. I almost called you Easy G. That is true, Gene Simmons of Kiss.
And if people go to my website right now, Matt, while I'm still awake, I will give them 15% off any of my Kiss products.
Wow. That's a sweet deal.
Put in offer code Matt Connarton Unleashed.
Well, I appreciate the...
That's for the next 15 minutes only.
15 minutes only? Wow. All right.
That's right.
Are you literally at the gates of hell, or were you speaking figuratively?
I am at the gates of hell, Matt.
Wow.
And I've decided that God did not give rock and roll to us. Satan gave rock and roll to us.
Oh, my goodness. That's why you're feeling so unholy.
That's right. I don't feel holy at all, Matt.
Yeah.
I was going to go to confession after this phone call, but I think I'm just going to roll over and go back to sleep.
You can take a nap at the gates of hell?
I'm no longer on tour, Matt.
Yeah, you did mention that. Do you have any questions, Gene Simmons of KISS, for our guest coming up in the second hour, Ricky Mapleton? Would you like to know, for example, if he's ever toured Canada?
I'm very happy for Ricky.
Uh-huh.
He and I jammed together back in 1998 when he was 6 years old.
Wow. No kidding. I have a feeling he was a little older than 6 in 1998, but yeah, well, that's wonderful.
Everything about me is wonderful.
Sure is. Is it hot there?
It's hotter than hell.
Hotter than hell?
Yes, Mom.
No. Well,
but I've run out of things to say, so I'm going to go.
Well, all right, Gene Simmons of KISS. We hope you make it out of hell soon.
I'm here to stay, Matt.
You're there to stay. Well, is Shannon with you at least?
Shannon runs the place.
Oh, no, really? Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not my wife. It's the one who calls into your show all the time. She's the one who runs this place.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yes. No, I meant the other Shannon, your Shannon.
Shannon is nowhere to be found.
Oh, that's
sad. I have to go. Paul Stanley is about to read me a bedtime story.
Oh, he's there too? In hell? That's shocking to me. Well, all right, Gene Simmons.
He's just visiting the home. I mean, hell.
Well,
bye.
All right, bye-bye. Stay hydrated. All right, wow. Gene Simmons of KISS calling us from the gates of hell and wanting to do an entertainment report. If you heard yesterday's show, you'll understand. But wow, that's a shocking development. All right. Well, I'll tell you. I'm disappointed. It sounds like the tour, the end of the road tour, ended a little bit early. Wow. All right. Well, that does open up a line for you. 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. Find me on Instagram, too. We're starting to do more with Instagram. We're doing all the social media, except that not on TikTok yet, but we'll see. But the best thing to do, of course, so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And speaking of social media, we will say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat, and then we'll get into some stuff. Always lots going on. Our friend Eric Pilcher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And of course, he does Eric's classic film review for us every Friday. He joins us in the chat room. Jenny, of course, in the chat room as well. Easy G Eric Gagnon joins us. He says, always remember, Saudi group are bad people, but unfortunately, we are bad people too. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, they say we're all sinners. Jason Fedderson joins us in the chat and says, good afternoon, everyone, as well as Miriam Banish. And Paulie C says, greetings all, big fan. Of course, Paulie C from Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C, which you can hear every Friday night from 8 to 11 p.m. right here on WMNH 95.3. And I have the honor and privilege of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show, along with DJ Steve. I think Katie is joining us this Friday. We're going to do musicians who passed away in 2022. So Fridays is my long day here, and I love it. I really enjoy it. But yes, Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C beginning at 8 p.m. on Friday night. Let's see. Got a couple of ideas of where we can go, but I think we'll start with, because it took up so much time last week, of course, the ascension to House Speaker in the United States House of Representatives, Kevin McCarthy. He did become House Speaker on the 15th vote. He had to, speaking of hell, I think he had to literally give away his soul in order to get that position. to get the House Freedom Caucus members to go along and support him. He needed their votes, including that of George Santos, who apparently, I don't, is that even his real name, George Santos? The man seems to have invented an entire persona that is not based in reality, but we might get to him later too. But one of the things that McCarthy apparently had to do is there was, when they put the House rules together for the new term, there was apparently an addendum, a secret addendum, a shadow document that only the House Freedom Caucus members knew about. But everybody else did not. So it sounds like this was actually hidden intentionally, almost like secret documents. This was intentionally hidden from the rest of the House Republicans. Axios has a story up about this. This may... He had to give away so much. This might really cause a big problem. There are many things, actually, that might cause problems for Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker during this term of Congress, which has begun. Of course, he has historically incredibly weak speakership because he had to give away so much. But apparently he gave away even more than many Republicans in the House realized. And this document was hidden from them. This addendum to the House rules. But let's look at this. Axios has the story. House Republicans in the dark on McCarthy's shadow document. So it says here, a private document that only some House Republicans have seen and others refuse to talk about could play an outsized role in the governance of the chamber over the next 2 years. Why it matters. The document contains concessions not included in the rules package passed on Monday night that House Speaker Kevin McCarthy made to rebellious Freedom Caucus members who secure the Speaker's gavel. Now, that raises an immediate question in my mind, and probably yours as well. If this wasn't part of the actual rules package that was voted on Monday night, does that mean that these are not official rules? If they're not part of the rules package, are these just basically, is this basically a series of side deals that are not technically official? And if they're not technically official, does that mean that McCarthy can ignore them if he chooses? I imagine he would do so at his peril, since one of the concessions that we know that he did make was it only takes one House member to stand up and say, and to request a motion or to make a motion to vote on whether or not to oust the Speaker. It only takes one House member to call for a vote. So, so these are concessions made to the Freedom Caucus members. And remember, so we're talking about the 20, they were called Never Kevins at one point. Those members have threatened to kill McCarthy's speakership as swiftly as they acquiesced to it if he reneges on their handshake agreements. So these are handshake agreements, but just again, the reason we talk about him being very weak going into this term as the new House Speaker is he's effectively held hostage by these people in the House Freedom Caucus. He can't afford to run afoul of any of them because if he does, like I said, it only takes one of them to stand up and call for a motion to vote for his removal. Now, that doesn't mean the motion would pass and that they would actually vote on his removal. It doesn't mean that he would actually be removed. But it's like he's going to be running the House with this sort of Damocles over his head all the time. Easy G in the Facebook live chat says, Father Bruno said Kevin McCarthy is heading down a highway to hell. Oh my goodness. Wow, that must be very frightening for Kevin McCarthy. But like I said, he did probably give away his sold his soul to the devil or the House Freedom Caucus or both. Let's see, the existence of a secret 3-page addendum, 3 pages of this secret document containing, not secret document like a top secret document that, the National Archives would like to retrieve, not that kind of secret document, but secret document that the rest of the House did not know about. containing the most controversial concessions that McCarthy made in order to get elected, was first reported by Punchbowl News on Monday and confirmed to Axios by multiple GOP aides and members. All right, so we have some things here that are on that list. I'd like to see the actual document, or documents. It's 3 pages. So we have some of the things here, some bullet points. One of those concessions is 3 seats set aside for conservatives on the Rules Committee, as well as representation for them on the powerful Appropriations Committee. That doesn't sound so bad. Oh, this next one's going to really upset me. I'm about to get upset. Other McCarthy giveaways include votes on congressional term limits and a select committee on the weaponization of the federal government, a debt limit strategy, and a more open amendment process on appropriation bills. The part of that bothers me, of course, is seeing the term debt limit in there. If you're a regular listener of the show, you know I'm very deeply concerned about this August. The debt limit has to be raised again. It is imperative. We cannot, as a country, allow our federal government to default on our debt for the first time in our nation's history. It would be economically catastrophic, probably not only for the United States, but for the global economy. So I worry when I see things like debt limit strategy and things like that. Here's a strategy for you. Just do the debt limit as a clean bill and just vote to raise it on schedule. Or better yet, get rid of the debt limit, which Mitch McConnell actually tried to do at one point. He didn't get very far with it, but just get rid of it. It's more trouble than it's worth. If you think we spend too much money, you cut it at the federal budget. You don't risk default by not raising the debt limit on schedule. That's one of the things I actually gave Trump credit for. You know, if you're a longtime listener, you know I'm no great fan of President Trump. I have many criticisms, but on the short list of things that I did give him credit for, that was one of them. He understood. He did not want to negotiate on the debt limit. He said that was a sacred thing. A little bit of an odd way to put it, but that's okay. And he surrounded himself with people who agreed with him on that issue. Because a lot of Republicans do think that it would be just dandy to allow the country to default. But no, Trump had the right idea. He said, no, we cannot ever allow that. That is unacceptable. And I remember seeing Steve Mnuchin making the rounds on the Sunday morning talk shows and saying, no, you know, some Republicans want us to put the debt limit on the table in budget negotiations, but we're not doing it. It's much too dangerous, and we're not going to fool around with that. And that was something I genuinely appreciated about the Trump administration. I really did. They were correct on that issue. Next bullet point here. One thing that the document does not contain, according to NRCC Chair Richard Hudson, Republican of North Carolina, who said he has seen it, is promised committee chairmanships for specific members. No names, just representation on panels. Okay, that's good. Many of the GOP members Axios spoke to about the private document said they hadn't seen it, while others who hold leadership positions were notably circumspect about any knowledge they might have of it. Representative Dusty Johnson, Republican of South Dakota, chair of the Main Street Caucus, said, quote, "I'm not at liberty to discuss whether I've seen it or not," unquote. Asked if the document exists, Representative Tom Cole, Republican of Oklahoma, chair of the Rules Committee, told Axios, quote, "I'm sure it exists because I read about it from you guys in the press all the time, or I read about it from you guys in the press all the time. It has to be out there," unquote. Both Cole and Representative Ken Calvert, Republican of California, suggested it hasn't been disseminated to all GOP members. Quote, "I don't know if everybody has received a copy," unquote, said Calvert, who said he personally is reviewing it, unquote. Representative Nancy Mace, Republican of South Carolina, who briefly threatened to vote against the rules package on Monday before backing down, told Axios, quote, "What I'm raising hell about is whatever potential backroom deals may have been done," unquote. Added Mace, quote, "I have more questions than I do answers," unquote, who said she plans to stand up and speak about the issue at the GOP conference meeting on Tuesday. So that actually would have been, okay, so next Tuesday, or that would have been yesterday. Other members, too, said they would like to see the text. Yeah, no kidding. Some members speculated that details of the document could be revealed to the GOP conference meeting. Representative Carlos Jimenez, Republican of Florida, expressing ambivalence about wanting to see the text of the agreement, told Axios, quote, "Do you really want to see how the sausage is made? I'm not sure," unquote. So there you go. So obviously, I'm sure we will learn more about what is in that deal. But it's 3 pages of stuff, and obviously he had to give away a lot in order to get down to, I mean, geez, even Matt Gaetz ended up voting present, right, in that final vote, in that 15th vote. Also, I mentioned George Santos. What is, oh, yes, here we go. If you haven't been following this, so newly elected George Santos, Republican of New York, this guy, I'm kind of fascinated here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him. If you don't know, I mean, obviously, you know, politicians lie. To some extent, most people embellish their resume when trying to get a job or trying to win an election. That is not unusual. And sometimes to absurd effect. And sometimes it's really something reprehensible, like when Richard Blumenthal, Democrat from Connecticut, lied and said he had seen combat in Vietnam when in fact he had not. Or remember, what was it? Was it 2008? Hillary Clinton was claiming, yeah, it was 2008 when she was running for president the first time and ended up losing the nomination to Obama. She claimed that she had been under fire, landing somewhere. She and Chelsea, they were visiting somewhere, and it turned out to be a BS story. Anyway, so that happens, and that's never good, and we shouldn't just excuse it or be flippant about it and just say, well, you know, it's politicians. Politicians lie. That's okay. It's not okay. And we should hold them accountable. Unfortunately, very often partisanship comes into it, right? Republicans generally only want to hold Democrats accountable, but not their own. And the same thing goes for Democrats. They only want to hold Republicans accountable and not their own. But we've never seen anything quite like George Santos. George Santos, as far as I can tell, he did far more. Now, he acknowledges he may have embellished some things, but he seems to have, as far as I can tell, made up this whole other person, this whole other human that he just invented in his imagination, who just happens to share his name and his seat in the House of Representatives. He lied about everything. I mean, he just does everything imaginable. So Vox.com has a story up. Did George Santos lie about everything? The Republican representative who allegedly made up his life story explained. And some Republicans are already calling for his ouster. They want the House Ethics Committee to investigate him and so forth. Here's what it says here from Vox, and then we'll actually go through. I have a story here that shows a list of who on the Republican side is already looking to get rid of him. But guess who's not looking to get rid of him? Kevin McCarthy. Why? Because he needs that vote. He needs that, you know, I don't know what happens if McCarthy somehow forces him out. I guess they have a new election, right? They have to have a new election to fill that seat. You know, and it's the same reason why in the Senate, they were perfectly happy to potentially have Herschel Walker win that seat in Georgia. You know, clearly the man was not qualified to be a United States senator, but they needed a warm body. All right, so here's what it says here. The biography of newly elected Congressmember George Santos seemed quite impressive. The 34-year-old son of immigrants had graduated from Baruch, is that how you say that, college, a public college in New York, before going on to work at firms like Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. Santos eventually became a successful financier who started an animal rescue charity. This sounds like a great guy. The problem is that biography was apparently a lie, and now he might be facing not only political consequences, but legal consequences for his wholesale inventions. As revealed in the New York Times on December 19th, it wasn't just that Santos exaggerated his resume, he had allegedly invented it out of whole cloth. The Times found that he apparently did not graduate from Baruch College. He did not work for Goldman Sachs or Citigroup. There were no records of him being a successful financier, nor there of him registering his animal rescue charity. The Times also found that he had been charged with check fraud in Brazil. Ah, yes. This gets better and better, doesn't it? Further, a number of outlets have found no evidence of Santos's repeated claims to be Jewish, to have Jewish heritage, or to be descended from refugees fleeing the Holocaust. Santos even described himself at one point as a proud American Jew in a campaign position paper. In a media tour with friendly outlets on December 26, Santos admitted to putting, quote, a little bit of fluff, unquote, on his resume. In other words, he conceded that he never graduated from college, never worked for Goldman Sachs or Citigroup, and wasn't Jewish, though he claimed to be Jew-ish. By the way, that's not a joke. That literally is true. When confronted on not being Jewish, he said, "This is not a joke. This is real." He actually said he never said he was Jewish. He said he was Jew-ish. I don't know what that means. I guess that means he's like Jewish, but not actually Jewish. He's Jew-ish. I know. Santos brushed off lying about basic biographical information as embellishment, and he pushed back on the Times reporting that his criminal charge in Brazil, I'm not a criminal, he told the New York Post. The story has sparked one of the most bizarre political scandals in American history. Members of Congress have committed murder in office. In fact, a member of Congress has even killed another member of Congress. Even in the present day, we've seen many scandal under the sun. Every scandal under the sun, from Anthony Weiner tweeting a lewd picture of himself to Marjorie Taylor Greene's infamous Facebook post about Jewish space lasers. But it's hard to think of a precedent for a scandal like this. So who is George Santos? There are some things we do know about Santos. The openly gay son of Brazilian immigrants, he was elected in November to an open congressional seat that includes a thin slice of Queens and much of the North Shore of Long Island in Nassau County. Santos defeated Democrat Robert Zimmerman by a margin of 54 to 46%. This represented a major swing from 2020 when Biden won the district by the same margin. That year, Santos ran against incumbent Tan Suozzi in a similar district and lost handily by a margin of 56 to 43.5. Santos is also an ardent Trump supporter, so much so that he was at Trump's Ellipse rally on January 6th and has repeatedly falsely claimed that the former president won the 2020 election. Also, for all of his alleged lying about his resume, it is clear that one company Santos worked at, Harbor City Capital, has been accused by the Securities and Exchange Commission of being a Ponzi scheme. As for Santos's other employment, he did spend a stint as a Portuguese language customer service agent for Dish Network a decade ago. Well, all right. And what don't we know? We don't know a lot. This ranges from basic facts about Santos's biography to details about his dealings with the Brazilian criminal justice system and everything in between, including where he actually lives. But most importantly, we don't know where Santos's money comes from. The representative loaned his own campaign $700,000 during the 2022 cycle and claimed an income of $750,000. He also listed millions of dollars in assets, including an apartment in Rio de Janeiro worth up to $1 million and a 7-figure savings account. It's a major shift in fortune for someone who was evicted twice in 2017 and 2015 for failing to pay rent and had to be taken to court for not paying debts. Even in 2020, he reported income in only one category, compensation in excess of $5,000 paid by one source with no other assets. Santos initially provided no information on his finances on his media tour, except to concede that he owned no property. He had previously claimed on Twitter to be a landlord who owned 13 properties. The representative eventually claimed in an interview with Semaphore that his newfound wealth came from Capital Introduction, where he helped broker deals for the wealthy. Santos used a yacht sale as an example of how he earned a living. Quote, "If you're looking at a $20 million yacht, my referral fee there can be anywhere between $200,000 and $400,000, unquote. What happens now? Santos is already being investigated by federal and local prosecutors, while the office of New York Attorney General Letitia James has been, quote, looking into some of the issues that have come out, unquote. Further, a complaint has been filed with the Federal Election Commission by the nonpartisan Campaign Legal Center alleging Santos illegally hid the source of the money he loaned his campaign through a straw donor scheme and other alleged violations, including whether he used campaign funds to pay for personal expenses. Yeah, Jenny says in the chat, he actually claimed he was a descendant of Holocaust survivors. Disgusting. There's a little more here, and then I want to just talk about some possibilities here with who this guy could really be and what's going on here, because there has to be a reason for all this, right? So it says here, Dan Goldman, this is from Vox.com. Dan Goldman, a fellow rep from New York and former prosecutor, has suggested that Santos face criminal investigation for conspiracy to defraud the United States, as well as filing false statements to the FEC. In an interview with Vox, Goldman shied away from weighing in on whether Santos should be denied his seat in Congress. He said, quote, I think the bigger question is not whether I think George Santos should be a member of Congress. The bigger question is whether Kevin McCarthy and the Republican leadership think that George Santos should be a member of Congress. Well said. And we have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
This is Jay.
Hey, Jay. What's up?
Yeah, not much, but I listen to you from time to time, all right?
Yes. Thank you.
I'm a huge Howard Stern fan.
Oh,
and
cool.
I've had to kind of taper off from Howard because his show format changed. Too many things changed, and the show's just not enjoyable for me. So I'm kind of looking for a new radio program to kind of, get into. Sure. I want you to sell me on why I should listen to you.
Oh, I don't do that, dude. You tune in. If you like what you hear, hopefully you stick around. If you don't, you'll find something else. I don't sell myself to you. Sorry, Jay.
Why not?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Not?
Doesn't work that way. Do you like the show?
I like bits and pieces that I've heard. I think you're very engaging.
Well, thank you.
It's just I kind of like how tied in you are to everything around here.
Yeah.
You seem to have your hand in a little bit of everything. But I don't know. I just thought that would be an interesting question to ask someone like you. But I understand your response.
Yeah. I mean, either you like it or you don't, and I hope that you do. And if you do, I hope you stick around. And if you like bits and pieces, I hope you find more bits and pieces that you like. And I appreciate I appreciate everyone who listens.
Yeah, I like that you do it. I like that you have that voice and that you have that goal. So I don't know. I guess to end, I just appreciate what you do, and I'll stick around for a little bit. Thank you.
All right, Jay. Thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, very nice. That was a new caller, I think. I don't think we've heard from him before, but very nice, very nice. That does open up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Let's see. A little bit more on this. So, and then we'll, like I said, I've got a couple of theories here, but so it says here, again, this is from Vox.com. A number of Santos's fellow Republicans have expressed concerns as well. He has already been subject to criticism from several newly elected New York congressmen, including Mike Lawler and Nick LaLota. Further, the Nassau County Republican Party, long considered the most powerful county party in New York, called on Santos to resign today, as did New York Representative Anthony D'Esposito, who also won a Democratic district in the 2022 midterms. Yeah, so the Republican Party today, in fact, I caught a little bit of the press briefing. Basically, they said, he's not welcome here. We don't want him. He's not welcome at any of our meetings. He's not welcome at any of our events. we disown and disavow him, and we would like him to go away because he's a big liar. Jenny in the chat says the GOP wasn't going to say anything till they got the votes they needed from him first. Principles my ass. Yeah, that's true. They didn't, because we knew going into the election that this guy was pretty sketchy, right? So it's not like all of this is just coming out afterward or at this point. Although we're learning more and more. I don't think we knew about, that he had been accused of check fraud in Brazil. I don't think we knew about that yet. I mean, it just gets stranger and stranger. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. The D'Esposito told reporters, quote, George Santos' campaign last year was a campaign of deceit, lies, and fabrication, unquote, while demanding his resignation. One Republican member of Congress has come to his defense, though. Oh, guess who? Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican of Georgia. However, as of, she probably, because he said he was Jew-ish, she probably wanted to get close to him to learn more about the Jewish space lasers that she thinks is a thing. Maybe she thinks that he'll let her in on some of the secrets of how that works. As of now, McCarthy needs Santos almost as much as Santos needs McCarthy. McCarthy only became speaker by the skin of his teeth on the 15th ballot. With a narrow majority and the likelihood of frequent member advances now that the House has gotten rid of proxy voting, McCarthy needs every vote he can get. Further, because Santos represents one of the most Democratic seats in Congress held by a Republican, forcing him to resign under any circumstance is risky. It would be a difficult seat for a Republican to hold in a special election, and a loss would further imperil an already slim GOP majority. In the meantime, it's a matter of waiting for the next shoe to drop. And as unsustainable as the current status quo might seem, the only impetus right now for Santos to resign would be a sense of shame, and it seems unlikely that he carries that burden. So that's the story from Vox. Now, here's the question that I'm asking. I'm wondering, and I'm going to ask it now, and if any of you have theories, I would love to hear them. Because the one thing that I don't hear anyone in the media asking is, what is wrong with this guy exactly? I mean, obviously we know that he's a liar, and we know that he is not only, it's far more than embellishment as far as his resume or puffery. That's another word that I've heard to describe when people kind of exaggerate their accomplishments and so forth. But he, like I said, it's like he invented this whole other person, like he's invented this whole imaginary version of himself. I'm wondering why. Everyone's focused on the fact that he's a liar, and that is the most important thing, right? He's a liar. He won this election by deceit, by pretending to be someone he wasn't, but I want to know why. I'm always curious about, and I was an observer of people from a very young age and trying to figure people out. And I'm always curious why people do what they do, especially when someone does something destructive. Like, for example, when you see a major celebrity, have a public meltdown, like Will Smith, for example, slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars, something like that. Whenever you have somebody, a celebrity who seems to have the world, by the throat, they've got everything they could ever want. And then it's like they just look down one day and then they say, oh, I see a big red button here that says self-destruct on it. I think I'll push it and see what happens. What causes that kind of self-destruction? Well, I'm curious in the same way about George Santos, in that what causes him to behave this way? Is it just that he's a con man and he thought this would be the ultimate conning his way into the federal government? Or is he unable to control himself? Is it something pathological where he lies because he can't help but to lie? It's just compulsive for him. Or to take that further, does he actually believe these lies as he's telling them? And then when he gets caught, his belief has to shift because he has to deal with the reality that he's been caught in a lie. So then he has to admit to himself that he's lied about this. But does he in the moment actually believe it? So is it something like that? is it possible that he's some sort of Andy Kaufman style performance artist? And this whole thing is a stunt that just got wildly out of control, and he ended up winning a seat in the House of Representatives in the state of New York. Which is not, by the way, not easy as a Republican to win that seat. It's kind of, it's a bit of a side story, but it is interesting. In the 2022 election, there was supposed to be a red wave, and the red wave didn't materialize, and Democrats did much better than expected. But one of the there was one area where Democrats actually did worse than expected, and that's in New York. I mean, Kathy Hochul won re-election and all, but in Nassau County, for example, that's one of the places where, you hear a lot about gerrymandering, where districts are redrawn to be advantageous demographically, politically, for those who wish to control that area and continue to win elections and re-elections and so forth. And both Democrats and Republicans have historically done a lot of gerrymandering. Republicans typically far more aggressive about it than Democrats. They use that method much more. But looking at what happened in New York, it almost looks like maybe Republicans use that method more because Democrats aren't very good at it, because they screwed it up. The Democrats tried to gerrymander New York, and they actually made it harder on themselves to win re-election, not easier, or to win that election. So that is part, I think, of the explanation as to how George Santos got into that seat and why McCarthy would be afraid to get him out of that seat, because if they have a new election, there's a really good chance that a Democrat would win and that Santos was a fluke. Especially when Santos has turned out to be such a liar, that tends to help the other side in the next election. If there's an election that's immediate because Santos is somehow forced out. So, but I'm curious, like, what is going on with this guy? Because we've never seen anything like this. I mean, obviously we know Trump has a relationship with the truth that could be described as tenuous at best, right? We all know that. Even those who don't want to admit it know it deep down. They just don't want to admit it. And Bill Clinton, of course, that was the first election I was ever eligible to vote in. He was the first presidential candidate I ever voted for. They called him Slick Willie. He also had a tenuous relationship with the truth. So, just a couple of examples, but it's generally, accepted. Not that we should accept it, but we do, that politicians lie. But this guy has taken it beyond anything we've ever seen before. And I'm curious about the psychology of it all. What drives him to do this? How did this happen? Who is he, and what is he trying to do here? And is he not at all worried about ending up in prison for his fraud? Is he expecting to get kicked out of Congress, and then he's going to come clean on everything and write a book about the whole experience, about, maybe he's trying to demonstrate that, maybe he's trying to prove some sort of a point about dishonest people being elected to office. I don't know, but I'm curious about that part. And I haven't heard or seen anyone really analyze that part of it yet. Everyone's focused on his dishonesty, which is the obvious thing to focus on, but I can't be the only one, right? I'm just so curious. Like, what is this guy's deal? And I don't just mean what is the actual truth about this guy. Why? What is his motivation? Is there something about him? Is there some sort of a fetish here where he gets off on making up lies and then getting caught? Is that possible? Again, that's probably as reasonable an explanation as anything. Everything he lies about clearly is verifiable information, right? He says he worked at these companies. Well, you can go to these companies and find out, did this guy work for you? And they say, no, he never worked for us. He says he graduated from this school. So you go to that college, you say, hey, did this guy graduate from here? No, he never graduated from here. He says he started this animal rescue charity. That's a matter of public record. No, he didn't. This is all stuff that can be verified and checked. So what is going on? I'm just curious about that. And I hope that someday we get the answer. You know, at some point, something's going to happen to this guy. He's going to get ousted. He's going to get, he's going to get tossed, whatever. But I just hope that when it happens, I hope that someday we find the truth. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go to break a little bit early because I see my guest in the hallway. And I'm anxious to meet him and talk with him. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to play a song. We're going to show some love to our amazing sponsors, and then we'll be back with hour number 2. Numero dos coming right up. It'll be a little bit early, but that's good. I think we're going to. I'm really looking forward to talking with our new friend here, Ricky Mapleton. So we're going to bring him in. I'm going to play one of his songs. I played this yesterday too, and people seem to really like it. This is called "Outside Looking In," and like I said, and then we'll get to our sponsors, and then we'll be back with more Matt Connarton Unleashed coming right up. Don't go away.
I'm outside looking in, outside looking in. It ain't no sin if you're outside looking in. Why don't you help me? Waiting for the key to turn, waiting for someone to burn. Kicking my life away ain't the way it's gonna stay when you're outside looking in, waiting for the big sin. Now I'm outside looking in. Why don't you take me where my voice can be heard? Why don't you take me where my voice can be heard? Outside looking in, waiting for the fun to begin, waiting for life that is no sin when I'm looking for a way in. But now I'm just outside looking in, outside looking in, outside looking in, waiting for the key to turn, waiting for someone to burn, waiting for our love to simmer. Don't you know I'll be the winner? Hey yo, I'm outside looking in, outside looking in now. Take a good look at yourself and you'll see someone else in the mirror. Don't breathe too hard, you might fog it up and then it'll be over. Chump changing for you, don't you know that much is true when you're outside looking in? You're waiting for the light to begin, to begin, to begin. Do it, do it, do it. Break down the door and do it. Break down the door, 'cause I don't know what you're thinking. I just know that love ain't flicking. Things just might be sticking when you're outside looking in, outside looking in, waiting for the fun of life to begin. But you should see it without going through someone else's door. Close it up, and one thing's for sure, make sure you're looking at the second door, the second door, the second door.
kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody. It's hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, and merch, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, January 11, 2023, and we have a couple of guests with us joining us. So at the news desk, and we've been playing some of his music this week, Ricky Mapleton is here. How are you, sir? Welcome.
Very good. Thanks for having me.
I love that track, Outside Looking In.
Thank you.
That's it's the longest of your songs I was able to find. A lot of your songs are very short. We'll play some as we go, but I really like I played Control Alt Delete the other day too. That was awesome. You can pull that mic up. You can just
is that better?
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought a friend with you. Jim is here?
I brought my friend Jim, who appears on a few of my songs.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, how you doing?
He's my neighbor, and it's kind of nice to have a neighbor that plays guitar. I bother him quite frequently to come over, and once in a great while he does.
Yeah.
And we take some ideas and start with something or nothing and come up with something. So.
Yeah, your music is definitely it's unique. Most of the songs, like I said, that was the longest song I found, and you sent me a bunch of your music, and I like I was saying, I played the other day. I played Control Alt Delete, and we'll check out some of these others too as we go. But can you tell me about your music, because I'm sure you get this question a lot, and every musician hates this question, but it becomes especially difficult, of course, if you're doing something really unique. I mean, how do you describe your music to someone who's never heard it? Or do you? Or do you just say, check it out and listen to it, and you tell me?
Catchy, Monty Python-esque, perhaps?
Yeah.
With a little backbeat, little heart, little Geezer Butler-esque, maybe?
There you go.
And a lot of times I just try to keep it really light and upbeat for,
yeah,
feel-good music. But I do have my Alice's Restaurant song, the couple songs that maybe go 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But usually it's, I'm a big believer in what, I think it was, who's the singer of Kiss?
Well, there's multiple singers, but
Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley is my favorite, of course.
I saw an interview with him when I was totally bored one day, and he said, "Go right to the hook.
Yeah.
You know, boom. So that's kind of my mantra.
Yeah, don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
He also
yes, well said.
Ricky also likes to. This is a Neil Young thing. He says just don't overthink it, don't overwork it. Right?
Yeah.
Just play it, and don't practice it a lot. And when I work with Ricky, it's like, let's do that again. He's like, no, this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's instant almost, and it keeps it alive, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, Jim, because I heard Neil Young. I don't know if you.
I heard that.
Did you listen to Howard?
Yeah, we did hear that.
Oh, okay, yeah, and he was saying that, in his interview when Howard was interviewing him recently about, because if the more you do it, if you play it over and over, obviously you lose some of that spontaneity.
Did you listen to any of the Bruce Springsteen interview?
Yes,
that he did.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I thought it was really good. What did you think?
Couldn't make it through the whole thing.
Really? Yeah.
Never a super Bruce Springsteen fan. Obviously I'm, admire him as a musician and how popular he is, but I wouldn't go home and say, hey, I'm going to listen to some Bruce tonight.
That's kind of how I am too.
Yeah.
Although I have found that very often, because I love learning about the process, people's different processes of how they approach making music, whether it's writing or recording and producing and all of that, or playing their instrument. And I'm so fascinated by that I found that I don't necessarily have to be a big fan, because even like with Neil Young, I never really had any Neil Young albums.
But it was interesting.
Tremendously respect him. Yeah. But when Neil's being interviewed by Howard, because I've heard a couple of interviews now, it's always fascinating to me.
It was a good interview.
Yeah.
And the Bruce, I like Bruce a lot from way back. I don't like him in recent years.
Yeah.
So much, but his early stuff, I mean, I was there when it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
He was powerful,
Yeah.
And sometimes he overthinks his music, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Versus Neil.
Right.
Versus Ricky. But
yeah. Do you you actually, let me ask you this, because you're you seem to be a Renaissance man. You not only are you a musician, but you're also an actor.
I've been in a few independent films.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky enough to work with a gentleman named Matt Farley. You've probably heard of him.
Yes, and I saw
Motrin Media.
I saw the clip on Facebook too. It was probably on your page.
He is my how would you say it? Muse. He has always been there. We used to do stand-up comedy together. Is where we met when it was over here at the Bridge Street Cafe.
Okay.
And he was the only person that would even, if you've ever dabbled in stand-up comedy he did years ago, not a lot of friendships being made. Whereas you think people telling jokes and a lot of fun people, but there's people are just very.
It's cutthroat, right? It's very competitive.
I did my time, had a few good shows, but mainly it's just sitting somewhere waiting for your 5 minutes and saying, "What the heck am I doing?"
Right.
For that one shot of maybe getting a couple laughs.
Right.
When I think with this music, with how I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to concentrate on music. It's a lot more bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm making a lot of money with the music out there, but it's instantaneous.
Right.
Right. I don't have to go somewhere, sit somewhere, wait somewhere, AKA. But I think it's great that around here there's a lot of open mics that have come back after COVID.
Yeah.
I think that's super. I'm not knocking it at all.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still maybe thinking of doing a stand-up show somewhere. We just
really?
were over at
603.
Huh?
603.
603. And they said they have open mic comedy there on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But boy, a lot of memories came back, Jim, when I was sitting there with you.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to a bar in, years almost, pre-COVID.
How long has it been since you did stand-up? Was it just...
I'd say about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think in terms of the gratification of it, I would think it would kind of cut both ways. On the one hand, with the music, yeah, you make the music and there you go. You're not sitting there waiting to go on and whatnot. You get to immediately get to whatever it is you want to do. But at the same time, with stand-up comedy, you have that immediacy of you're there, you get a laugh, it's in the moment. Like you're not creating something to share with somebody later. You're getting a laugh from them in that moment. So I would think you probably missed that part of it, I would imagine.
You are very insightful, man.
Thank you.
I'm always, it's funny. I'm always writing comedy in my head.
Yeah.
Just from kind of I don't know if it's a coping thing or just learn thing, like a guitar player. Sometimes I'll sit down and play my bass, but that feeling of doing stand up, I agree. It is I don't get that from doing music. It's a different kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I really don't feel balanced sometimes saying, I'm going to go down to, maybe I'll check it out. And then 8 o'clock rolls and she's like, oh, we start at 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh boy. I got to get up in the morning and,
yeah.
But, it's two different things. You're correct though. I do miss it. And I do have a few things floating around in my head always of, hey, that goes along good with that little bit or that little riff.
Yeah.
If and when I ever go back, I was like, what am I doing thinking about that right now?
Right.
But,
yeah, it's I imagine. I mean, I've never tried it, but I imagine
you played in a lot of bands.
Yes.
And you get that when you're done and people applaud. That's the same feeling of when you tell a joke and somebody laughs.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Have you played out live lately or?
No, I haven't been in a band in a while.
How long?
Oh, geez. I think the last band I was in ended in 2013.
But you still.
So 10,
I bet you still
10 years.
think about it.
I do. Yeah, I think about it the most when I have musical guests on, especially if they're sort of my peers in the scene, like people in bands that maybe I shared the stage with at one time or another, and then after the interview, that's when I'll be missing it the most, But then I think about all that goes with it. There's a lot. As any musician knows, there's so much that goes into getting to the show and being prepared and in that case too, a lot of waiting around, just like with stand-up comedy with bands, especially if you're the, it sounds good if you're the headliner, right? It's like, oh, we're the headliners tonight. But it's like, oh, we're going to be going on at midnight and getting done at 1 a.m. And it's, so there's a lot that I guess what I don't miss kind of outweighs what I do miss. And
yeah, I'm right with you on that.
Yeah.
On my end of the spectrum.
If I didn't have this outlet to express myself and kind of get the immediate gratification that comes with this, I'm sure I'd be in a band right now. I would have to be. But I think doing radio has supplanted that in my life, partly because there's only so many hours in a day, but also because it kind of fulfills that need that I have.
I think everybody has that need in some way or another.
Yeah.
As far as, a mechanic gets a rush about his car.
Fixing something, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I see people out there, in my lifetime, they just out in the garage fixing their car.
Oh, yeah.
And that's so far out of my wheelhouse. I get scared when I have to put in windshield washer fluid. I check my oil, and these guys are out there ripping apart their car.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a creative thing that I think everybody has if they
yeah.
But with
realize
with a band, like you were saying, it's even if you have a wonderful evening, at midnight or 1, you're alone, and you're lugging your stuff out of the building. And it's the other side of it all, and it's like, you're dragging.
Yeah.
And then the upside is that 2 or 3 hours that you're on stage. But man,
Matt,
there's a lot of work that goes in.
How heavy is your bass amp?
How heavy? I don't remember. I haven't picked it up in so long. Not that heavy.
I bet you it's gained a few pounds since you lifted up last.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I have a Fender 100.
Yeah.
And that's just not too big. Thing got to weigh over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. But I guess new technology that you can get lighter ones.
Oh yeah.
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 Still.
Yeah. It's everything's heavy. What so now with your music, so is most of it just you? Do you play everything except when you have Jim play?
Yeah, my
play some
friend
guitar?
Jim, I have another person that comes over once in a while. Gentleman's name is Cole.
Okay.
And I've known Cole for longer than I've known Jim. And he'll pop over maybe once a month when I'm can't figure out how to do an album cover, or I can't figure out what I'm doing, and
who's
he'll kind of breeze through some stuff.
Who's the piano player?
I would say 80%, 85% is everything I've done by myself.
Yeah.
But when I do work with other people, I find it to be the stuff comes out much better.
Oh yeah.
For instance, that song "Life Is Like a Pancake" that I think you see on there. If you got what I sent over.
Oh Yeah, we should play that in a minute. Yeah.
Well, that song was the first song that I ever recorded with that gentleman I was telling you about, Matt Farley, probably a good 10 years ago. Oh, no, maybe not. Life is Like a Pancake. And I done a couple of stuff with him early on. And I picked a couple little songs to bring here today because the piano on it that he plays is good. He did all the mastering and all the recording, which is good. You can definitely tell the stuff that I made with other people than I do myself.
Now
I don't think it's as good.
Now, is it Life is Like a Pancake or is it? That's the song?
Yeah.
Because I noticed there's two parts.
This is kind of
They're very different.
the thing that I think it's the first song I ever recorded.
Oh, wow.
Besides bullcrap that I did when I was in high school. And
Oh, no
stuff.
kidding. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This is probably 15 years old, maybe.
All
Very
right.
Monty Python. Very spam.
It is, yeah.
Well, let's give this a listen. There's no swears in any of your stuff, right?
No, of course not.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and let's listen to this. So this is Life is Like a Pancake, or is it? From Ricky Mapleton.
Life is like a pancake, or is it? Life is like a pancake, 1, 2, 3. Life is like a pancake, can't you see? Flour gives it structure, baking soda makes it rise. Oh, what a big surprise. Because life is like a pancake, 1, 2, 3. Life is like a pancake, can't you see? Egg holds it all together, sugar makes it yum, right in my tum tum tum. Because life is like a pancake, 1, 2, 3. Life is like a pancake, can't you see? Syrup sweet and happy, salt not so fun. Together, yum, yum, yum. Because life is like a pancake, 1, 2, 3. Life is like a pancake, can't you see? Put it all together, add a little fun. Your pancakes will be number 1. Your pancakes. I'm saying those pancakes will be number 1. They'll be number 1. I love my pancakes.
I think you're speechless.
Wow. Very nice. It makes me hungry, though.
Yes.
I like it, though. Life is Like a Pancake. I see what you mean about the Monty Python influence.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've totally influenced. My whole life, I think, has been influenced by that.
Really?
By them, sure. From an early age. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
And you do a lot of stuff about food, right? It seems like a lot of your songs are about food, which I can relate to. It's my stomach's world. You all just live in it. You know that, right?
There is a... Oh, wow.
Yeah. See, you learned something
There's
here.
a song... I did an album called Spices and Herb Songs, or Herbs and Spices songs.
Yes.
And it was like 35 songs about... And I think I sent you the one of those over. I tried to send one from each project.
Okay.
These are all on Spotify?
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good. People can find it.
Because what have we got here? Oh.
You want to play something that Jim worked on me with?
Oh, yeah, please.
There's a song called Potential Spam.
Oh, I think, yes.
Which was off of Positive Songs. It's not a positive song. It's the only one that's not, but I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, because nobody likes spam, but
Right.
but
Well,
okay.
it's spam and calling spam.
Okay.
When they spam call you.
Yes.
Double meaning. Ooh.
Well, it's relatable. It's relatable.
I also think it's a good name for a band.
Oh, yeah.
Potential Spam.
All right, let's give this a listen.
Who is that calling me? It looks like potential spam. Who is that calling me? Oh, it's potential spam. I hate potential spam. No, please stop calling me. I hate potential spam. I hate potential spam. Hello, sir. This is Jonathan from the Loan Forgiveness Society for people who don't know any better, and we'd like to refinance your loans. I hate potential spam. I hate potential spam. Get me rid of all my potential spam. Well, it looks to me, sir, that your warranty on your vehicle is just about to expire. Would you like to give me your phone number and credit card? spam. I hate potential spam. Potential spam is calling me on the telephone. Potential spam is calling me. I won't leave me alone. Everybody, I hate potential spam calling me on the telephone. I hate potential spam calling me on the telephone. I hate potential spam calling me on the telephone. I hate potential spam calling me on the telephone. Won't you just leave me alone?
I love it.
Well, I was thinking in my chair, to be honest with you.
You were what?
I think I maybe heard that song too many times.
Yeah, yeah.
And to me, it dragged on like Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? Almost 2 minutes?
I dig it. Yeah, that's kind of a long one for you. 2.5 minutes. Yeah.
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
2.5 minutes. Yeah.
You know what's funny, Matt, that if you turn other people onto these songs, because my family, nieces, nephews, they laugh and then they're like, we got to hear that again.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It becomes, when we get together, it's like, can we play some new Ricky Mapleton stuff? It just, I don't know, there's something there that draws you in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It certainly isn't my voice, that's for sure. now, Matt, could you identify what kind of bass I'm using on that?
No.
It's a classic bass. What's the most classic bass in the world?
Jeez, I have no idea.
Come on.
No, I couldn't tell.
Fender Precision?
Oh, okay. I like that.
I'm into my Fender. It's the only thing.
I like Ibanez.
We all have our disagreement. Would you be kind enough to play a new release?
Yes, of course.
This came out yesterday. Woo!
Whoa, fresh.
One called Coffee Milk.
Okay. Oh, yep. I've got it here.
Now this whole CD is all songs about coffee.
So this is a world radio premiere.
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
You have to break in and go exclusive every 5 seconds.
Wow.
Well, that would make it an extended remix or something, or a remix.
I kind of went back to my roots on this one. I broke out the SG copy, and it's very guitar driven. Where like Life is Like a Pancake and other stuff is very lighter.
Yeah.
This is more good or bad. This is a little heavier.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Jenny in the chat says, ooh, the world premieres are our specialty. Yes, we like the world radio premieres. Here it is, the world radio premiere of Coffee Milk from Ricky Mapleton. Here we go. Nice. It's catchy. Very catchy.
One chord.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in like 2 chords.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that's okay too. Who wants to listen to Yes all the time?
Right.
But that's just jealousy because I'm not a classically trained musician.
Especially early Yes. I can't deal with like early Yes. Like it's.
Did you like the newer Yes?
I did. Although owner of a Lonely Heart. If I never hear that song again, as long as I live, I'm fine with it. Yeah. But a lot of other Yes songs I like. But now that so was that you on drums on that song?
No, that was Mr. Garage Band.
Mr. Garage Band?
No, Garage Band.
Oh, okay.
I record most everything on Garage Band, which is a very basic recording wave file sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they have drummers loops.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can put it's kind of good because if you listen to it, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know because the you know what I was
and it keeps it tight too. But I hate not playing with a drummer because there's no room for movement.
It actually fooled me because you know what I was about to ask you was because it sounds like, and it makes the song, I think, part of what makes the song so interesting. It sounds like a live acoustic drummer, but then for part of the song, but then toward the end, it sounds like, then it's clearly, an electronic beat, but it sounds like a live acoustic drummer.
It sounded like there was some congas in there or something.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
But those GarageBand loops, I have GarageBand on my Mac, but I've never actually used it.
The one on is it a laptop?
Yeah. It's
that's the one that I use.
Oh, okay.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Big fan. You don't have to be like, hey, my friend the drummer, you want to come out?
Right.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
And what you can do is it starts you out with 8 measures or 8 clicks, if you would.
Yeah.
And then it gives you the opportunity to make it faster, change about 10 or 11 different drummers.
Yeah.
Then you can make different tracks. So you see the wave file coming across the screen, and when you're going to say 8, and then you do another track, goes underneath it, and then you can change the drummer.
Yeah.
To like 4 beats, and you're like building a puzzle.
Yeah.
Almost. So when you hear the different, it's not in the same time, but the drumming is different because I kind of you set it up that way.
Yeah.
And that's usually what I start with is building a drum track.
Oh, okay.
It's good, but it comes out nice and clear.
Yeah.
But you're limited.
Some of his songs have live drumming on it though.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Including I've done a couple, but other people have done them too, right? Drummers. On your electric drum set.
Yeah, did anything. It's terrible. I don't even know what I did. But what song are you thinking of?
Squirrels on a Fence. Wasn't that a drum song? I don't know if that's available.
I think that might be out, but boy, that's I don't know. No,
and there was one about Luna. Was that on the drums? I don't know. We did a fast song. I was playing drums.
Yeah, I listened to that, and it didn't make my mental
didn't
cut.
Make the cut, probably.
It didn't make my mental cut.
Did you send me Squirrels on a Fence?
No,
I'm curious.
No,
probably not.
Did I send you what part of No Don't You Understand?
Yeah.
Off of Momisms?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Momism seems to be my most popular stuff. Comes off of Momisms, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. Is that's the name of the album, Momisms?
Momisms, yeah.
How many albums do you have?
I think around, not counting my side project Timekeepers, which has a song for every 5 minutes. A song for I kid you not. That was my COVID project. I made a song for every 5 minutes.
Wow.
And every day of the year.
Okay.
And that gets surprisingly the most hits of anything.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, you just look up 7:35 p.m. song.
No kidding.
And then I saw something on TikTok today. Somebody was singing to 8:45, 8:45. It was but it was really all the songs is really quick.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm getting close to 1,000 songs.
Wow.
I think.
Oh my God.
I think. And that's been a 5-year voyage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Wow. Well, so I'm curious to hear this now. So this is what part of No do you not understand?
That's this is the one that's going to be similar to Pancake. Same gentleman, Matt Farley.
Okay.
Worked on this with me a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And it's off Momisms, and it's all about stuff your mom tells you.
All right. Yeah. Let's give this a listen.
Is this long?
You could. I can't tell.
You can always cut it off when you get tired of it.
Oh no! Well, I'm sure. The longest song of yours I found is 4 minutes, so I'm sure it's not that long.
Whoa!
Well, that was the Outside Looking In.
Yeah, let's talk about that song a little while, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
That's kind of throwing me for a loop.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll give this a listen first. So this is what part of No do you not understand from Momisms?
been a bad, bad boy. Asked my mama for a toy. She said, no, no, no. What part of no don't you understand? The N or the O? What part of no don't you understand? The N or the O? What part of no don't you understand? I raised you to be a better man. What part of no don't you understand? The N or the O? I asked my mama to stay out late. She said no, no, no. But mama, I got a hot, hot day. She said no, no, no. You're only 13, that's way too young. When you get older, you can have your fun. But right now, I'm telling you, no, no, no. I asked my mama for a toy. She said no, no, no. I asked my mama for a toy. She said no, no, no. I asked my mama for a toy. She said you've been a bad, bad boy. I asked my mama for a toy. She said no, no, no.
Well, very nice.
That's a hit right there.
Yes,
Epic.
yes. That reminds me of something. Is there a particular song that inspired that? I feel like it's
well, there was a song on that album that I played before that called "No TV Till Your Homework Gets Done."
Yeah,
which I was in that mindset of that sound, which I never could find again.
Really?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But then I kind of did that the same. I think it was almost the same day.
Oh, okay.
No TV till your homework gets done. No, no, no. Thinking about my mom, all the stuff that your mom tells you or should tell you.
Right. Oh, very cool. Very cool. It's catchy. Yeah, you mentioned so you wanted to talk about Outside Looking In, that
Outside Looking In.
That 4-minute track that I found of yours. Is that the longest song you've ever recorded?
That or 3 hours on the side of the road waiting for AAA. That's my Alice's Restaurant from what I think in my head. But this song here came off of Coffee Songs. Is that what it says from what you're looking
yes. The Outside Looking In, yeah.
Oh, man. Wow, that must have been, I must have found that in the files when I was looking for stuff to add on to it.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, you know what? No, you didn't send me that one.
No, I didn't.
I found it.
Yeah.
I was looking at your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I saw that. I was like, oh, he has a song that's 4 minutes. You know what it was? Because I was looking for something to play. Because usually when I go to break between, ending the top of the hour into the second hour, I like to play something that is long enough. So if I have to use the restroom or whatever, or just get ready for the second hour. So I was like, so yesterday on the show, because I wanted to play something of yours yesterday to give people a preview that you were going to be on today. So I was like, I got to find what's the longest song he has. And because I wanted to play a Ricky Mapleton song. That was the longest song I could find of yours. It was that one. I said, 4 minutes. Perfect.
Is that what they call those, what would a DJ say, the Stairway to Heaven, Freebird?
Yeah, that was like
song?
That was your Freebird, I guess.
Wow.
Well, how long is that? You said you have a song called 3 hours by the side of the road.
3 hours on the side of the road waiting for AAA.
Yeah.
It happened recently. I think I believe that is on Coffee Songs.
Is it?
Yeah. And not one of my favorite songs musically.
Really?
But it tells the tale. And I'm still waiting for AAA to call me. I talked to the customer service representative 3 days ago. And she told me, I told her I was docked for my pay. I was freezing. I want anything, compensation, a sticker, a AAA bumper sticker, something.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the joyous things that you saw on the TV, the expectations.
Right.
and that's kind of what I'm working on in the back of my head in comedy now is expectations versus reality.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of the premise that I'm expectation, reality, that kind of.
Now, did you send the song to AAA? You should. You got to.
3.5 hours in the morning. There I was on back road in Golfstown.
Really?
Not far away.
Yeah. It surprises me, actually. I wonder if they're like severely shorthanded or something.
That's what the woman in North Carolina told me. As I called her, called her the third time. An hour later, I said, "This is weird. I usually get really good service with AAA over the years."
Oh yeah.
And I called her up, and she's like, "Listen, darling."
You know you're not about to hear some good news when someone says, "Listen, darling."
I said, "How's the weather in North Carolina?" She went, "Oh, it's beautiful out." And I, without yelling, I almost said, I'm like, "Well, it's freezing in my car right now, woman from North Carolina, sitting in your warm house with your." So 3.5 hours later, they showed up, and I still tipped the driver.
Yeah.
It's not his fault that, the beautiful scene on the commercial, the loving family, and he shows up in 10 minutes and she gives him a coffee. No. Reality is 3 hours on the side of the road waiting for AAA.
Did they tell you it was going to be that long?
No. We're going to be there in 45 minutes. Thank you for being a loyal customer.
Yeah. Yeah, because that seems to be the standard they tell you, right? 45 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm fine with 45 minutes.
Yeah. Wow, 3 hours. Well,
you want to play a small part of that? Because that's a pretty long song. That's my Alice's Restaurant.
It is a whole 3.5 minutes.
It's a long for me.
But I'm curious. I'm curious to hear it. All right, we got to do it. We have time. All right, here it is. This is 3 hours on the side of the road waiting for AAA by Ricky Mapleton. Here we go.
Friday, I needed a jump. I ignored my warning light. Going to work the next day. Had to call AAA. I spent 3 hours on the side of the road waiting for AAA. 3 hours on the side of the road waiting for AAA. Nobody stopped to see if I was okay. That wasn't okay. That if I looked a little better, there'd be a line around the block to help me. But I'm just poor Tricky Ricky Mapleton, and no one stopped to see if I was okay. 2 policemen passed my way, but I'm stuck 3 hours on the road waiting for AAA. On the side of the road, waiting for AAA. That's not okay. Luckily, my wife came by to keep me warm in my car while we were waiting for AAA. Taking so long, new computer system, that's what you say. 3 hours on the side of the road. I asked the lady on the other end. She said it's gonna be another 30 or 45 minutes, my friend. I said, where you from? She said, North Carolina, hon. Maybe you can't see this New York computer, but I'm freezing my butt off. I don't need you to tell me something about your computer system. I'm waiting on the side of the road for AAA. 3 hours on the side of the road, waiting for AAA. 3 hours on the side of the road, waiting AAA. All right, take it home there, Cole. Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great.
Could I interject something?
I can hear the angst in your voice, by the way, in the
If
vocals.
anybody
Yes, go
is
ahead.
looking for a vocal band to join, Ricky Mapleton, as you can hear.
Yes.
Always looking for someone to sing. I'm not a fan of my voice at all.
Oh, it's got a lot of character. I like it.
I
No,
try to do character over like on tone, if you would.
No, I think it. I mean, it works, and actually, you know what that reminds me of a little bit is, the George Thorogood song. What is it? One bourbon, one shot, one beer, or something. Yeah. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that.
Sure, it was probably influenced somewhere in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice to hear guitar too.
Yeah, that was Cole. That was
nice,
my friend Cole playing guitar on that. So that wasn't garage band driven. We recorded on garage band. That was just one take and done.
Oh, no kidding.
I believe. Yeah, it wasn't even direct in. It was.
Oh, wow.
Just the mic was out and.
Yeah.
There we went with that because it was fresh.
Yeah.
So I wrote down a couple tags to get to on a piece of paper just so it would get to the four bases. But everything else was, as you can hear, some of the stuff rhymed, and some of the stuff was a shot and swing and a miss.
Yeah.
As far as
you're telling a story. It was good. It's good. I dig it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was 3.5 minutes. That is long for you.
The only other song close to that I am probably not. It's a song called "A Storm Is Brewing." Did you have a chance to listen to that? That's the same idea. That was with Cole. That same feel. That's a long song too. But so, do you want to do some shorter ones? I don't know how much time we have left.
Oh, we got time. I'm curious.
I'm always on that half an hour time click.
Are you? Yeah.
from doing the.
Oh, here it is. It says something about bonus track.
Yeah, I put on that like I'm a big deal. I put a bonus track on there. All you got to do is go click bonus track parentheses. It looks cool though.
Yeah. All right.
Hidden track.
Can we play just like a little of this?
Oh, let's play. It's only it's not very long, right? Let's we have time. Yeah, let's hear it. Now,
to me, this is my best vocal.
Really?
Yeah. To me, I just it's kind of it's more serious than anything I've ever done. And as Matt Farley would say, you do serious stuff, nobody's going to listen.
Right.
They want the songs about sneakers and saying no and coffee, and I couldn't agree with them. But once in a while, this slips out.
Yeah.
All
right, so let's listen to this. This is "A Storm Is Brewing" by Ricky Mapleton, and who's on this one with you? Or is this just
Cole?
You?
Cole again, yeah.
Cole. Okay, here we go.
My good neighbor here, Jim, was on Potential Spam, a song called "Squirrels on a Fence" that I don't know if we were watching some squirrels on the fence while recording, and
they were amusing.
They're everywhere.
Oh, by the way, not to be a downer, but Mike from Queen City Cabinetry, one of our sponsors, has posted in the chat room that Jeff Beck just passed away at age 78. Wow, Jeff Beck. That sucks. Wow. All right, well, hate to bring everyone down.
Well, in respect to him, I think this song is, I'll throw it out there as a respect to him. I think he...
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Not so goofy. This is not a so goofy song.
All right, fair enough. Very good.
What a guitar god, though, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so here it is. "A Storm Is Brewing" from Ricky Mapleton.
I don't know why I feel this way. Get out of my way. Things are changing all around me.
All right, very good. That one seems more serious.
Yes.
It's got a serious vibe.
Yeah, that's probably few and far between serious vibe songs. That's why I'm very happy with that song because it's a little off the Ricky Mapleton boat.
Yeah.
You know? But
what inspired you? Was there something?
I was sitting in my Four Season room / jam room, and it started pouring.
Yeah.
And you can't hear it, but the track that I just hit record, and I just got the rain.
Yeah.
And then I must have been feeling a little blue, and then just there it came out.
Yeah.
When I heard it back, I'm like, did I really just do that? This is not Pancake or songs about garlic.
Can I request a song of Ricky's?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Zeppelin song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Another non-vocal classic. But Matt, you might say it has a lot of, what did you say, character?
Character, yeah.
It also has a chorus and but what's the? I can't think of the name. Of it,
do you have any Zeppelin albums?
That's what it's called.
I didn't send that to
we
you.
Actually worked on this one together.
I can find it online, I'm sure. And while I'm looking for it here, we have a call. Somebody might have a question for you. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, Matty, it's Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Your guest is pretty cool. He sounds like Father John Misty in the beginning. His Father John Misty songs.
I'm not familiar with him.
You're not familiar with Father John Misty?
No.
I am.
Am I missing out?
He just had a hit this year about a dog or blue or whatever. And are you familiar with Rob Schneider?
Yes.
Bob Schneider?
Yes, absolutely.
From Boston. Call Me Bob.
Yep.
The thing, he's Batman cruising.
Wow. Thanks for the compliment.
You don't know those?
No.
Oh, you got to listen to those. You're just like that. They're really funny songs.
Wow.
And I find your songs really, really good.
I really appreciate that. I'm surprised we got a caller. Thank you so much. This is awesome. You made my night.
I'm kind of like I'm a musician too, and Matty knows that, when he gets guests, that I like him. I like to listen to him, and he has a lot of great guests, and you're pretty good.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you. Wow. I might have to deflate my head on the way out the door.
I appreciate funny songs like that. It makes me laugh, and
that's the idea.
I know the
mantra.
feeling of AAA. Believe me.
Yeah.
Did you have a AAA experience?
That hit a big spot.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a AAA experience? A bad one?
I was driving a beer truck, and I was up north, and the engine froze. So I had to stay in Lincoln. I'm in Lincoln, New Hampshire. I'm on the side of the road, and I got the thing revved up so I could have heat. But I called the Mac place, which is like AAA for us in the trucks.
Yeah.
And I get a call, and the guy saying, "Yeah, how are you?" I said, "Well, I'm stuck here in Lincoln on, He goes, "Oh," I said, and he goes, "Oh, this is Lincoln, Nebraska." I'm going like, no, I'm in Lincoln, New Hampshire, and it's snowing, and it's very crazy here, So I know the feeling of sitting there 3 hours on the side of the road.
Well, you had beer, though? That sounds like...
That's true. He did say he was driving a beer truck. Yeah. That'll keep you warm.
Oh, yeah. But no, getting back to the music,
it is
that was
disappointing.
Really good. Yeah, listen to Father John Misty, his early stuff.
Yeah, I sure will. I like to get been inspired, for sure.
Yeah.
Matt knows. Yeah, Matt knows. Yeah, Matt knows who he is. And and Bob Schneider was just one of his funniest songs was "You Can Call Me Bob," and it's played on some of the stations. It's played on like independent stations. They don't play it around regular.
Yeah.
It's not on the hot. The Rock 101 morning show or whatever.
Right. Well, all right, Gary.
But yeah, you guys are great. Keep it up.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
We appreciate the call.
All right, Maddie. Love you.
All
Send
right.
my love to Jenny.
Absolutely.
So, have a great one. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was our friend Gary. Always nice to hear from him. And yeah, all right, wonderful. Let's hear this track. I'm really curious. So this is "Do You Have Any Zeppelin Albums" by the great Ricky Mapleton. And who's on this one with you, or is this just you?
This is with Jim.
This is with the two of you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can we do a little pre?
Oh, please.
20 cents.
Yeah.
Cleaning out the garage, having a garage sale. Boom, boom, boom. Boy, I found all these old albums. Big band. Gee, what else would probably be? Just soundtracks. Yeah, and have like 50 of them. I'm like, cool. Maybe I'll get myself $10.
Yeah.
So big heavy thing. Albums. We go to the record store.
Yeah.
As soon as I walk in the door, got any Zeppelin albums in there? And I had like 6 of them at my house. I'm like, no. Oh well, we're really kind of. Do you have any Boston albums? No.
Bad Company.
No.
No.
The guy's like, okay, could you just take them? And then I went to another store.
Yeah.
Same thing. Another store, same thing. And then then I kind of made up the ending.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. We'll hear that in a second. We have another call. We might have another fan of yours on the line.
This is too much for me.
Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, is this with Ricky Mapleton?
Yes, Ricky Mapleton is at the news desk right now.
Hello.
Oh, amazing. I'm actually his friend Jim's daughter, and I just wanted to call and say hi.
Oh, thank you
nice.
so much. Jim tells me when you guys have family get-togethers that sometimes Ricky Mapleton is played during your parties and stuff. Not is this true?
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to hear "Life Is Like a Pancake" more than 1, 2, 3 times. That's awesome.
Well, thank you, and I hope you can recover from that as you move forward in your life.
Outstanding. All right, very good.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you for the call.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Have fun. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, excellent. Let's give this a listen. So this is, do you have any Zeppelin albums from Ricky Mapleton? And Jim is on this with him. And just the two of you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Here it is.
I went to the record store to sell my albums and make a score. He came on out and he helped me in. Then he asked me with a big grin, he said, do you have any Zeppelin albums? Rush or Bad Company? Do you have any Grateful Dead? I said, I don't have any of these. So I went to another store. He waved me in and he opened the door. Then he looked at the albums I had, and what he asked me made me real sad. He said, do you have any Zeppelin albums? Styx or Bad Company? Do you have any Monty Python? I don't have any of these. I was afraid as I drove myself home. Went too fast and got me pulled over. The police took a look in my back seat. Instead of a ticket, hey, do you have any? Do you have any Zeppelin albums? Rush or Bad Company? Do you have any Monty Python? I said, I don't have any of these. So I went to court and saw the judge, told him of my plea. I see you had some albums, son. Do you have any of these? Oh my God, do you have any Zeppelin albums? Rush or Bad Company? Do you have any Zeppelin albums? Your Honor, I don't have any of these. Guilty as charged.
Okay, that just became my favorite Ricky Mapleton song.
All right.
I love that.
Wow.
I love that.
Wow.
That's my favorite.
I haven't heard it through a different set of headphones in a nice volume in quite some time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song of yours.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow. Thanks for the request, Jim.
Yeah. That was a good idea.
It was a inspirational day we had there. So.
Yeah. Very
Can I throw a little thing out about the timekeepers?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I sent you over 2 things. During COVID, I did a song for every 5 minutes, which if anybody wants to know, that's 288 songs, I believe.
Wow.
And it's getting a lot of what's the word?
Traction? No.
Traction. Yeah, and that's the one that people seem to go in because you just hit, I don't know. It seems to be people. It gets a steady flow of listeners, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
But this isn't on the Ricky Mapleton Montrag. It's a different artist.
Oh, okay.
The stuff is out on Timekeepers. Or a song for every 5 minutes, I think it might be called. But I sent you over.
You did send me
June
something.
16th in for the days of the days of the year, and then 7:10 a.m. Timekeepers. Just a random 7. I tried to find the songs that I was going to be here in today's date, but
We'll play one of we can sneak one of these in. We're almost out of time, actually.
Wow.
We'll sneak one of these in because I'm very curious. Let's see. This is the this is the 7:10 a.m. one.
Oh, okay.
All right, let me start that over there.
This is quick and painless.
Okay, we'll give this a listen. I'm very curious. Okay, so this is from Timekeepers.
10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. It's a good time to be alive. Let's go now. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Go outside. Do something fun. 10 a.m. Good time to be alive. It's 10 a.m. Hear me now. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. It's the best time to be alive. It's 10 a.m. You might be late for work. You might be coming home. And one thing for sure, it's 10 a.m.
Oops, sorry.
Didn't sound very
cool.
clear to me. Yeah. That song I sent you June 16th is more back to the Matt Farley feel.
Oh, really?
Of brightness.
We can fit that one in. Let's play that one too. We have time. We'll go ahead and hear this. I'm curious.
Well, it's June 16th, the best day of the year. June 16th, I'm so glad it's here. I love June 16th. It's the very best day of the year. June 16th is the best day of the year. June 16th, I'm so glad it's here. I really love June 16th. I know that you love it too, and I really love it. Together we'll love it together, baby. It's June 16th. June 16th, it's the best day of the year by far. June 16th. June 16th, the best day of the year by far. It's definitely June 16th. Let's all praise its name. Go out and make it a good day. Make it a good day. Make it a good day. It's June 16th.
Nice. I'm glad we played that one. By the way, our friend Mike from Queen City Cabinetry, one of our great sponsors at WMNH, said in the chat room, really great guest today, fun show, and I just got my mail, and there is an invite to join AAA. So there you go.
Wow.
There you go. All right, we are just about out of time. Ricky Mapleton, thank you so much. Jim, thank you. Wonderful to meet you guys.
This was amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This has been a lot of fun. What do we need to know about how to find you online to keep up on what you're doing, all your music and everything?
Facebook. It's on. Everything is on YouTube, Spotify, and all those digital platforms.
Yes.
Yeah, you can find me there. Just go look for Ricky Mapleton, and the Ricky Mapleton world will roll out before you.
Yes.
And the idea, I just want to make people happy with these songs and kind of just fun, upbeat, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like the mantra.
Do you play these out at all? Do you do live shows at all? Or no.
I used to do a couple songs. I would bring the background tracks with me on the feeding end of to stand-up days.
Yeah.
And I would play the background track and sing over a background track.
Yeah.
I think I did Pancake a few times.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, can you imagine 10:30 at night, some guy's up there like, what the hell is this guy singing about pancakes for?
Right.
Eventually, when I get back on stage, who knows if that's ever going to happen. I would like to bring some music with me. But.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, wonderful to meet you both again. Thank you again.
Thank you
for coming in today. And if you miss any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnarton.com. And wow, this has been a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun today. And other than that, well, it is Wednesday. Make sure you're back bright and early, 7 a.m. for the morning show with Peter White. And otherwise, I will talk at y'all a little bit later. Thanks again, guys. And this has been Matt Connarton Unleashed.